शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us chant from Yat Param Brahma Sarvatma, number 16. Yat Param Brahma Sarvatma
यत्परं ब्रह्म सर्वात्मा
Vishwasyayatanam Mahat
विश्वस्यायतनं महत्
Sukshmat Sukshmataram Nityam
सूक्ष्मात् सूक्ष्मतरं नित्यं
Tattvameva Tvameva Tat
तत्त्वमेव त्वमेव तत्
Jagrat Swapna Sushuptyadi
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि
प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते
प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते
तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा
तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा
सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते।
सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते।
त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यम्
त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यम्
भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत्
भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत्
तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी
तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी
चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः।
चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदा शिवः।
मय्येव सकलं जातं
मय्येव
मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितम्।
मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितम्।
मयि सर्वं लयं याति
मयि सर्वं लयं याति
तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस्म्यहम्।
तद्ब्रह्माद्वयम्
अनोरणीयानहमेव तद्वत्
अनोरणीयान् अनोरणीयान्
महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रम्।
महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रम्।
पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशः।
पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशः।
Hiranmayoham Shivarupam
हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि.
Yeah. So I think we have completed in this mantra Anoraniyan Ahameva Tadvat Mahan Aham Vishwamaham Vichitram Puratanoham. Also, I think we completed last time. Correct? Now we have to look at Purushaha. So now the statements are all aham based statements. Who am I based statements, correct? Because the word aham is there in these mantras. So it can be interpreted as the teacher is saying, this is who I am. Means you have to understand as though this is who you are. So like that he or she is telling the student. Or it could be Paramathananda says, could be the student is responding, this is who I am. Okay, based on what I've heard from you, I've understood everything. And that also you can take it like that. So, Anoraniyan and Mahato Mahiyan, that is only possible if the idea of smallness and bigness is superimposed on the I. Only then this statement can be true. And so we saw that. Mahanaham Vishwamaham Vichitram. Avibhaktam Avibhaktancha Bhuteshu Vibhaktamiva Chasthitam Bhuta Bhartricha Tatnyeyam Grasishnu Prabha Vishnu Cha. I forget the mantra number, chapter now. Could be
13.
13, 17. Yeah, 13, 17. Correct. Kshetra Kshetrajna Yoga, 13th chapter. Okay, 17th sloka, I think. And so there, Avibhaktam Bhuteshu means I am the undivided Atma. Nobody can divide me. Not possible. Like cutting space, nobody can cut space. But Vibhakta Viva Chasthitam. Vibhaktam Iva, it looks as though space has become divided. Space itself is not dividable, fragmentable, broken. What to talk about Atma? So here, that idea is there. Vishwamaham Vichitram. In that manner, this world, which seems full of variety and full of differences, I appear. The non-different I, the Ekameva Advitiyam I, appears as Dvaita. Dvaitamiva Bhavati. That is a magic. So Vishwam Idam Aham Vichitram. Aham Vichitram. And then Puratanoham, we saw that also. Ancient or Anadi. Ancient, the word ancient, often ancient means it has still a date of birth. Okay, ancient. This is an ancient monument. Okay, Chandragupta built it some 2000 years ago, like that you say. Okay, it has somebody built it. But more than ancient, it is Anadi. We saw that also. Puratanoham. Now Purushaha. Purushaha. This also we've seen several times in many contexts. And good to revise it again and again. Sarvam purayati iti purushaha. That which fills up everything is purushaha. What a word it is. And then that purau ushati iti. Pura, that purau, purishete. Purishete, that is the etymology. Puri means asmin dehe. In this city, nagare. This they often call Namadware Pure Dehi Naiva Kurvanna Karayan Sri Krishna. Navadware Pure. So that Purishayane, Purishete, the one who is sleeping, quote unquote sleeping, the one who is sleeping in this city, nine gated city, like that. Purishete also is Purushaha. Dehi is Purushaha. So that Purushaha is also Sarvam Purayati. Cannot even guess that that is possible. Yeah, that is how it is. And so, that which fills up everything is Purushaha. That which is indwelling this body also is Purushaha. So, Purushaha, Purushaha. Swamiji says, Puja Swamiji, here is a Mahavakyam for you. Don't think all this Tattvamasi and all only is a Mahavakyam. You can make your own Mahavakyam. Purushaha, Purushaha. It's a Mahavakyam. One Purusha means this Dehi, another Purusha is Sarvam Purayati iti Purushaha. Yeah. Uttama Purushastvanyah Paramatmetyudahritah. Bhagavad Gita. Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha.
15th chapter.
15th chapter. Yeah. So, Anyaha, because he is explaining a lot of things. But then there is somebody, Anyaha, there is somebody different, something different. And Uttamaha Purusha, but that Purusha is Uttamaha. Uttamaha means what? Uttamaha means like this Puratanoham, Anoradiyan, Mahato Mahiyan. That is Uttamaha. How to say all these things? That's why Shastra is also seeming to use a lot of words. Lot of words. You go to Bhagavad Gita, you have one set of words. You go to Kaivalya, one set of words. Katha Upanishad, another set of words. Why? Because that is the beauty of this. You cannot categorically pin it down. It is unpinnable. And therefore, there Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha, and then Paramatma iti Udahritaha. Don't you know this Uttama Purusha is also called Paramatma? Have you not heard of that? By any chance? Any of you? Like that. Krishna is telling. Paramatma iti Udahritaha, yo lokam, lokatrayam avishya, having entered all the worlds. All the worlds. Trayam, he says, Lokatrayam. Now, after studying Kaivalya, you can say Lokatrayam is Trisudha, Masu Yad Bhogyam, Bhokta, Bhogascha Yad Bhavet. Hey, in all the three avasthas, those are the three worlds that I know. I don't know any other word. Jagrad Avastha, Swapna Avastha, and Sushupti Avastha. What other word do we know? That also you can take. So, उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मात्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्ति अव्ययः ईश्वरः. Bibarti sustains this whole universe, yet unchanging. Avyayaha, Ishvaraha. Ishvara is coming next for us also. Aham Ishaha. Good segue, as they say. Segue. I don't know where the word segue come from. Good segue, they say. So, Ishvaraha, Aham Ishaha. Now we are going to the next part of the mantra. Aham Ishaha. Purushaha, Aham Ishaha. Ishaha means one who rules, one who controls. Overall controller is called Ishaha. One who controls, who has no other controller is called Ishaha. That is a special word, Ishaha. So in our names also we have, Bhuvaneshaha, Maheshaha. So Mahan Ishaha. Mahan Chaso Ishaha Maheshaha. Bhuvaneshaha. Manasya Ishaha. The controller of the world. The sthiti, Srishti Sthiti Layakarta of this world, one who created, sustained, and will resolve the world, is meant by all these words. Eshaha, Bhuvaneshaha, Sarveshaha, Sarvaha, Jagat. So this word Isha is appended to a lot of our names, if you look. Lot of our names. Or Maheshwaraha will be there. Yeah. So here he's saying Aham Ishaha. Swami Viditatmanandaji says, look, nobody likes to be under the control of somebody else. Nobody likes to be controlled. See, you take a child for a walk. Child will hold on to your hand. Then he'll come for a walk. Let's go for a walk. He'll catch your finger. Come, come, come. After 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what happens? What happens? You think the child is holding on to your finger? No, no, no. Just, that is all okay. Now, this is my time now. This is my time. Gone somewhere else. You have to, now the child is controlling you. Who is controlling who? Earlier you thought you were controlling the child. Now the child is controlling you. Correct? Because he is not to be found. And you have to constantly run after this boy or girl. Constantly. And so, child becomes a control. Why child? I'm saying dog. Just take a dog, okay? Dog. Take another leash. You think the dog is under your control, and you take it out and take the dog out. And then you find these people, and the guy is constantly pulling like this. Hey, you're supposed to go forward, not go backward. No, but the dog is the dog is controlling this man. And so Swamiji says, initially you walk the dog, then the dog walks you, it seems. So Swami Viditatmananda. And so therefore, to control a dog itself, it is not easy. To control a child, not to talk about. It is not easy, and it's going to go on and on for the next so many 1 decade, 2 decades, God knows what. And so that's how stressful it is. So you can imagine the stress that Ishvara is going to have. This controller, Ishaha, is going to have how much stress, right? No, it is not like that. And that kind of a controller, just by mere presence, control happens. That's why you can't even call it control. It is not that. There is no action of controlling happening here. That is why by the mere presence of Atma, everything is possible. Dharma is also possible. Adharma also is possible. If Ishvara controlled, then there won't be any adharma in this world. If he were to control like the way we think control means, okay, then there can't be any adharma at all. And so there is no real quote unquote ruling taking place. Ishaha. By mere presence, he is Ishvara, she is Ishvara. Free. Okay, mere presence. And if you look at, if you look at, see, mere presence, if things are running, it means it has to be governed by this non-conflict, by love. Love also governs. How love governs? Well, in a family, there is love. And so things happen smoothly. In a functional family, things happen smoothly. There is nobody really controlling anything in the family. Things just happen in an ideal family, functional family. Everybody likes their role and they are playing their role exactly as, and they are sometimes shifting roles also. Okay, I'll do this, you go there. You go to this, I'll do this. So like this, constantly there's role changing also happening. In family run restaurants, you will notice this. I've noticed it. Just to wonder how things happen. The pure family run businesses, okay, like a hotel, like a restaurant, which is family run. There, everybody pretty much does many things. Somebody, the couple of maids didn't come, then go do your dishes. Somebody comes and does the dishes. And kada kada, without asking, telling anything. Things are happening. Or roti banao. So it's all happening. You can see that happen. And so if people are happy doing what they're doing, then, and if people are not really caring about what they are doing, they love what they do, and they're just, it becomes a play after some time. It's just a play. So if that love governs what we do, then things happen very smoothly. And if you look at, and if you look at the way the world is running, it looks as though Surya, Chandra, and Bhumi, and this entire solar system and everything, all the stars, they seem to do what they're doing, what they're supposed to do. Occasionally, this and that happens, but otherwise, it appears like everything is in motion, everything is stable, everything is steady, and so forth. And so, and that is why for that they say it like in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Anandadhyeva kal vimani bhutani jayante. So jayante, you know what they say? Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutaha akashad vayu. That also we saw in Taittiriya Upanishad. Yeah. So from Atma, all these things came. But then what is this Atma? The same Upanishad says, Ananda Cheva Kalbimani Bhuta Nijayante. Jayante means born. Bhutani Jayante. This world has been born. From what? From Ananda, it seems. Ananda. Okay? But the word Ananda is used. Anandadhyeva kalbimani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti. Hey, jatani jivanti, those which are born, they do survive. For some time, they do survive. How do they survive? Anandadhyeva. By that Ishaha, who is Ananda, who has to be Ananda, can't be anything else. Yeah. Otherwise, this law, all these laws that are operating that we take for granted. Take for granted that you keep this vessel in the morning with full of water on the gas stove and then turn on the gas. How confident you are that these things will work the way it always worked? Yeah, that confidence it gives. Yes, that is Isha. That is the law. Those are all the laws. Unfailing it is. And so, Anandena jatani jivanti anandam prayantyabhisham vishanti. So in that same Ananda, all these beings also resolve. Like that Upanishad says. And so, when Ananda governs, then there is no need for any external motivation at all. Niyanta is not required. Controller is not required. So that kind of Isha it is. Kind of Isha. See how different it is now. As a child, we were told about Bhagavan through all the stories. And Krishna and using chakra and all, we saw Vishnu chakra and everything. And so much Bhagavan is controlling a lot. Dharma means you have to be careful, otherwise Bhagavan will give it to you. Okay, all that is true. As a child, we learned it. Now look at that same thing exactly. Same thing. Same thing means what? Vyavaharika Satyam. Now we are asking what is Paramarthika Satyam? Ishaha. Maya Dakshena Prakritihi. Suyate Sacharacharam. Maya Adhyakshena. Prakriti suyate. Maya is doing so much. Maya adhyakshena. Just by my mere presence. Ishaha. Okay, how important our background is very important for us. And so, here also, Yes, yeah, we saw in Vivek Chodamani also, 131. Yes, yes, Sannidhi Matrena. Just recently we saw. Yes, yes, Sannidhi Matrena. Dehendriyamanodhiyaha. They are referring to the body. Dehendriyamanodhiyaha. Vishayesu, Swakayeshu, Swakaryeshu, Vartante, Prerita, Iva. Saw that. Sannidhi Matrena. So that is the meaning of Ishaha here. And Swami Paramarthanandaji says Swatantraha. Swatantraha. That word is used. Swatantraha. Yeah. Yesterday we were studying Kenopanishad. Few of us were studying. And so there Shankara uses the word Keneshitam Patati Preshitam Manaha. He's commenting on that. And there, that's Tantraha. The student is asking a question. Kena Ishitam Kena Ishitam Kene Chitam Patati Preshitam Manaha. Kena Ishitam Patati Preshitam. Two words he's using. Ishitam Preshitam. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya is explaining the meaning of these two words. They look very similar, you know. Kena Ishitam. Triggered by whom? Willed by whom? Desired by whom does the mind land on its objects? Like that, the student is asking. What a question it is. How do you even answer this question? How did the student know all this? Okay. There, two words is explained. One word is preshita means it is like somebody may ask me to do this. Somebody asked me to do this. I'm an employer, so my boss asked me to do it. Where are you going? I'm going to the market. Why at this time of the day? Oh, my wife asked me to go. Okay, my wife asked me to go because this guy has no idea about what is going on in the house, in the kitchen, nothing. All he has to do is to listen to the wife. That's all. It's good. That's a good job. And so my wife asked me to do. Correct. Good. So is that kind of preshitam? Is somebody telling the mind to do all these things that it is doing? Or ishitam, kena ishitam. That ishitam he gives another meaning. Everything I said now means is the meaning for preshitam. Two verbs are used. Keneshitam patati. Patati means falls, lands. Preshitam manaha. Manaha patati. Manaha patati. Mind falls. Better meaning. Mind lands. Mind goes towards. Ishitam, Preshitam. Ishitam, Shankaracharya yes, uses the word Swatantra. Swatantraha means just by mere presence. Mere presence. Sannidhi Matrena. Hey, is there something that is not doing anything at all, but just present? And thereby things happen. Like that. Shankaracharya uses the word Swatantraha, which Swami Paramarthanandaji says here in the context of Isha. Okay? And so that kind of Ishaha is being talked about, not the type where the whole entire world thinks it has always been like this. Any country you talk about, Western countries, among Western countries, the number one is America, US for sure, all these decades. And people invest in the dollar. They don't invest in euros. They may, but dollar, even Europe invests in dollar. I saw a show where they talked about how come if a country starts printing this currency notes, keeps on printing, then what will happen? The value of the currency will plummet. That's what they did in all these South American countries and all, and the economies get ruined. The bread will cost 2 rubles, then 2 days later it will cost 20,000 rubles. That's how it is. But in America, they also print like there is no tomorrow, but the value of the dollar does not go down. Why? One of the reasons is because Nobody in the world wants the value of the dollar to go down. They keep pumping their investment back to America. That day, I saw a beautiful show. And so, that kind of America, Ishaha. Now, Trump is Ishaha, right? Because he's just saying 10%, 20%, 30%, like that. He's keeping on increasing. This is, I don't know what kind of Isha it is. And so, but then some people are saying, okay, go ahead. We are not going to wag the tail like that. Some countries are saying it seems. And so then that Ishvara is what kind of Ishvara, I don't know. So this is Swatantra Karta. Swatantra is Swatantra. And just by Adhyaksha, just by being present, this I am Ishaha. My mere presence makes me Ishaha. Okay? There's no real control, like a control. Like that he's saying here. And Maniprabha, for Ishaha, he says, Avidya Dashayam Niyanta. He is using the word Niyanta. Niyanta, Niyamakarta, one who establishes law and order. Not like the way our government or police force establishes law and order. The law itself is Ishvara. That is the idea there. That law, if I tell you, if I show you a pot like this, you see it is a pot, somebody must have made this pot. That is law. Clay has to be fashioned and then dried up. Only then you get this pot. That is a law. And suppose I throw the pot up like this. Suppose I throw the pot. Oh my God. Suppose I throw the pot up. It has to fall down. You know that. It is not a big surprise. You're not surprised. Oh, you threw it up. How come it came down? Nobody said that. You expect it to fall down. Why? Because that is the niyama. That is the niyama. That is all niyama. We take the niyama for granted. We take Ishvara for granted. Okay, he's using the word niyanta. Then for Purushaha, Maniprabha is saying Paripurnaha Vastutaha. I hope if you have the PDF commentary, you can see it. Paripurnaha, he says. Vastutaha Paripurnaha means in reality, complete, full. Paripurnaha, all pervasive, lacking nothing. Kind of ideas given here. Sarvam Pura iti Paripurnaha. Aham, he says, Vyakhyatam. Aham, I have already explained to you what it is, he says. I have already explained to you means what? What is it? We'll go back. We'll go back a little bit. I think it is aham pratyaya vyavahara yogyaha. Aham pratyaya vyavahara yogyaha. Somewhere I saw it. It is aham. He has already explained it. It's what? That aham pratyaya. What you mean by the word I, it refers only to one entity in this whole universe. In this whole universe, I use so many words for so many things. You, he, she, it, that, stars, planets, galaxies, so many words are there. But there's one word called I, which refers only to one thing. I never use it for anybody else. That is aham pratyayaha. And that is vyavahara yogyaha. That is what is qualified to engage. And I then say, I did this, I did that, I did not do this, I should not have done that. Like that, I say. Vyavahara yogya. The minute I get up, that aham pratyaya is there, which makes me ready for activity for the day. Correct? That is how he had described it. Aham pratyaya yogya. Yogya, he says. And all these things. And this is when I say aham ishaha, what does it mean? Hey, this jiva is Ishvara. Hey, when you say Jiva is Ishvara, it means you have to take away all the upadhis out. Upadhi has to be taken away. What is upadhi? The limitation that is there has to be taken away. Two limited things can't be equal anyway. Not possible. No two upadhis are identical. Even two apples, they look identical, but they are two different apples. Two different apples. How can they be identical? They're not identical. Four. Ishaha means that Atma, which is the essence of myself, which is the Adhishtan of myself, is the Tyakshaha, Adhishtanam of this universe also. They are identical. So Aham Purushaha we saw, Aham Ishaha we saw, and then Hiranmayoham, Hiranmayoham. Another popular usage in our Shastra, Hiranmayaha, Mayat, Prachurye. This suffix Mayat, it's called Mayat. Like Annamaya, Mayat, Pranamaya, Mayat. So Hiranmayaha, just saturated with Hiranmaya. Saturation is the word I'm looking for. Saturated, fully saturated with golden color. Gold. Hiranyam means gold, It meaning Hiranyam. Hiranmayaha. Hey, here gold means what? Shining. Take that. Self-effulgent. Shining. Okay. Shining. What do you mean shining? What do you mean shining? Guruji, I'm so dark that even if you put 1,000 watt light on me, I will still be dark. Okay, that's how dark I am, right? Because my skin is dark. What to do? They do all this paint work, all the job they do. They try to make it fair and all. I don't know why we do all these things. It's a waste of time, I think. You can spend some time adjusting your face and all that, but which time can we spend on? In fact, I know that people spend a lot of time. You know why? Because I go to the store and there people are standing there looking at what they want to buy some powder or something on the face. But the problem there is there's the room from here to there. I don't know what it is, different colors, pink color and cream color and white color and with brush and without brush. And this is going on and on. And they're taking this, then putting it back, then taking it and putting it back. And so when are you, is this shopping or what are you doing here? That means what? It's, it's, it's just so much to think about right there. And I hope after coming home, they don't spend much time. At least that much I hope. They just come and apply something and then get done with it, right? I hope so. So, but here he's saying Hiranmayoham without doing any makeup, without putting this fair and lovely and all that, still Hiranmayoham. How do I know all this fair and lovely and all? You might ask. How does he know all these things? Mother only was that. I don't buy any fair and lovely for her. And then what happened? Because you see, you walk around. I told you, I keep my eyes and ears open. This much I told you before, I think. That's all I have to do. And then I watch. Without judging, I just watch. That's all. That's all I have to do. So, uh, Hiranmayoham. So, very important. That self-existent, self-revealing. How do I know I exist? Do you exist? Yes, I exist. How do you know you exist? How do you know you exist? What a question that is. When people are constantly telling me you are a big headache in this house, that is why I know I exist. Is that the way you know you exist? There is a different type of existence. But here, the existence that is being talked about is that self-existent, self-revealing. It reveals itself. And we take it for granted. That is the thing here. That is why we are studying the Shastram. And so that is the meaning of this self-existent. And here, look at what Maniprabha says. Okay. Yantritve samartyamaha. That niyanta that was talked about, Ishvaraha. What is the samartyam of that niyanta? What is the specific attribute? It is Hiranmayaha. Jnana prachuraha. Jnana prachuraha, he says. Means that here jnana means consciousness. Consciousness. This prajnana ghanam it is. It is pure consciousness. Ishvara means consciousness. This is jnana prachuraha. Prachuraha means saturation. Prachuraha. Tat pradhanaha va adityastha sarvakarya karana atma. He is saying. Like the sun, which is Hiranmayaha, which is shining. Nobody asks the question, how are you shining? We take it for granted. Taken the sun for granted. That's why you better get up and think about the sun every day and then worship the sun. And say this Aditya Hridayam or something, some shloka we have to say. Because that guy is actually Anitya. He is doing a job, and after some millions of years, he may or may not be there also. But here, Sarva Karya Karana Atma, the essence of all this entire Jagat and the cause of the Jagat also, which is Maya. So Maya Karanam Tatha Karyam, Jagat Karyam, Atma of all of that, Swarupam of all of that. Like that he's saying. That Swarupam is Hiranmayaha. Swarupam cannot be Anityam. Swarupam has to be Nityam. Only Nityam can sustain Anityam. And that is Aham Ishaha, Aham Hiranmayaha. Okay? Shiva Rupam Asmi. Shiva Rupam Asmi. Also we saw earlier, Sada Shivaha, Chinmatroham Sada Shivaha. Trisudha Amasu Yad Bhogyam, Bhokta Bhogascha Yad Bhavet, Tebhyo Vilakshana Sakshi. Chinmatroham Sada Shivaha. We saw that there also. Here also he says Sada Shivaha. Shiva Rupam Asmi. Shiva. Sham. Auspiciousness. That's how we translate these words. Sacred, ever pure. That sanctity cannot be taken away by anybody. That is Shiva. Cannot. And so here,
Mangalakaraha there, sir.
yeah, Mangala Karaha. So our Maniprabha also says Mangala Swarupam Brahma. Mangala Swarupam Brahma. In our Laukika, what is Mangalam? It means what? It means Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Deva. Look at that. Bhadram, that is Mangalam, that is Shivam. So that means, hey, let us, we all, so much is going on. Let the best things come to me. Shrunuyam, that is Bhadram. Bhadram is Mangalam. And that is Shiva. So that is Laukika. Laukika Mangalam means, hey, for my proper living, I need things to work out for me. At least to a large extent, things should work out. Otherwise, I can't do anything. My life will be a grind, constant grind. And I'm constantly worrying about something or the other. And a worrying person can't progress at all. Life will get wasted. So I have to pray that things are bhadram, things are favorable to me. And after things become favorable, I have to quieten down and I have to come to Shastram. That is why we say Bhatram Karnevi Shrunuyama Deva. And so that is Laukika Mangalam. Here Mangalam means that Shiva Rupam Asmi, that Avinashi, that Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha. That is Mangalam here. That is the Shiva Rupam Asmi. Yeah. Mangala Swarupam Brahma also he says. Manipurva says Brahma. Mangala Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, Chaitanyam, all these words can be used. Good. I think we are ready to translate the shloka. Okay. Panoramiyan, we are translating. Viditatmanandaji's translation. I am subtler than the subtle. And similarly, greater than the greater. Full stop. I am the manifold universe. I am the manifold universe. Manifold means what? Fold. Fold. Trifold. Have you heard of trifold, etc.? It's one piece of paper. What they do is they just fold it like this. And then it's brochure to have trifold. And called trifold. So this is manifold. The word is just too much variegated. Any which way you look at it, there is something new to discover. So that is called manifold. So I am the manifold universe, full stop. And I am the ancient, comma, the whole, comma, the whole is WHOLE, comma, the ruler, comma, the effulgent, and of the nature of auspiciousness. Okay, let's do this again. I am subtler than the subtle and similarly greater than the great. I am the manifold universe. I am the ancient, the whole, the ruler, the effulgent, and of the nature of auspiciousness.
Instead of ancient, can we put like beginningless and causeless?
Beginningless, anadi. Beginningless is also okay. Or you put ancient in quotes. Quote should remind you of all these things.
What was the last one, Guruji? After effulgent?
Effulgent and of the nature of auspiciousness. Very difficult to translate all these words. We are trying our best here. Okay, next shloka. Apani,
अपाणि
apani, apani padoham,
अपाणिपादोऽहम्
achintya shaktihi,
अचिन्त्यशक्तिः
pashyamya chakshuhu,
पश्याम्य चक्षुः
sashrunotyakarnaha, sashrunomyakarnaha,
सशृणोम्य कर्णः
aham vijanami,
अहं विजानामि
vivikta rupaha,
विविक्तरूपः
na chasti veta,
न चास्ति वेता
mama chit sadaham.
मम चित् सदाहम्
Once again, let's see if we can do it. Apanipadoham achintya shaktihi,
अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्यशक्तिः
pashyamya chakshus sashrunomya karmaha, akarnaha.
पश्याम्य चक्षुः शृणोम्य कर्णः
Aham vijanami viviktharupah.
Aham vijanami viviktarupah.
न चास्ति वेता मम चित् सदाहम्.
न चास्ति वेता मम चित् सदाहम्. धन्यवाद.
So we have this Ishvaraha, Jagat Srishtikarta, Jagat Sthitikarta, Jagat Layakarta. To do things, we know what kind of effort is required, what kind of resources are required, small things to big things. Small things at home, just making a cup of tea, what is required, we know. Okay. And before everything, before you bring the tea leaves and water, the desire to do it should be there. The will, I can do it, must be there. Otherwise, you can't finish it. Otherwise, half-hearted, 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 all the way half-hearted. You must have that full heart first. Then only you go to the kitchen. Come on, take this, put the water, turn on the gas, and put the tea leaves and do whatever else. Everything is required. All resources are there. And of course, hands and legs must be there. So now, the question is, Bhagavan is not an ordinary kartas. Jagat Shrishti Karta. He is. This entire world has been created by Ishvara. I am only creating periodically some tea, coffee, and some sambar rasam, some dal, chawal, etc. I am creating. But Bhagavan is not. For me itself, so much effort is required. To maintain one family is so much effort. One family, that's it, small, out of the so many billions of people in this universe. Family of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how small my family is. Because those days they had, somebody said yesterday, my father is one of 13, like that they said. And I was born when my father's the youngest sister was born. So that sister, what is it? She was 10 years old when I was born, like that she said. So that means my aunt is about the same age as me, like that they said. So this is how it is. And so imagine how many hands are required for Bhagavan to create this world. How many legs must be needed for Bhagavan to create this? And that is why in Bhagavad Gita also, what was there? Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. You should not forget that. So there, Aneka Bahu means arms, hands and legs.
11th.
And then Vaktra, mouth also, faces also Aneka. Aneka is not one or two. That Sahasra Shata. Because later on Arjuna also says that, Sahasrabaho, like that he addresses. Baba Vishwamurte Tenaiva Rupena Chaturbhujena. Because after Arjuna sees all this thing, he's so filled with wonder initially. Then he gets scared of the whole thing. Scared. And then he says, I want to see you with your Chaturbhuja Rupam. Four-armed Rupam. 4 arms is enough. Not the Sahasra Bahu. I'm not interested in Sahasra Bahu. 1,000 arms. Okay,
पाणिपादम also, Guruji.
Sahasra Panipadam.
सर्वतः पाणिपादम. Tat sarvasya shuru.
Sarvatah Panipadam. That's like that. What Loka is there.
It is 13, 14 or 13.
So Sarvatam Panipadam. So that must be many hands and legs must be required for Ishvara. And it is kind of a doubt. Many weapons also are required because many hands needed. That's because many weapons are there. We have all this. Our all gods and goddesses are all many armed. Minimum 4. Even our Ganesha, minimum 4. Most of the time 4 are there. And more than 4, Ashtabhuja Durga is there. She has all kinds of weapons. Right hand, left hand, eight arms are there. Ashtabhuja. And she's sitting on a lioness or lion also. That's it. It gives a sense of power. Unimaginable power. So Ishvara must have many arms and many legs. And to that, the answer is given here. Apani padoham achintya shaktihi. Try to negate all these ideas. Our mind is going on in certain fixed track, and then the mantra will come and just change that track. No, that's not correct. No, that's not correct. You think the person is a person? No, not a person. If you think they have so many arms and legs, no, that also is not correct. So, apani padoham achintya shaktihi. So no, Ishvara, without having any hands and legs, Ishvara is what Ishvara is. Even before hands and legs were created, Ishvara was there. Therefore, where is the question of Ishvara having hands and legs? Not possible. Or apani padaha. Apani padaha means what? Apani, handless. Apadaha, legless. That is the meaning of apani padaha. Apani cha, apadaha cha, apani padaha. Aham achintya shaktihi. Shaktihi, power. Achintya shaktihi. A power that can be comprehended, that can be imagined. Achintya shaktihi. Here, achintya shaktihi. Achintya shaktihi. So that Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Shaktimati, that is expressed here. Sarvajnaha, Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Vyapi. So Sarva Shakti. They use the word omnipotent. They use the word omnipotent. Omniscient, Sarvajnaha. Omnipresent, Sarva Vyapi, present everywhere. Omni, I think that word omni has that meaning. Omnipotent means that's it. You cannot achintya shakti, omnipotent. Because every shakti belongs to Ishvara. Ishvara is the source of all. That therefore that shakti has to be achintya shakti, can't be comprehended by a jiva. By a jiva with a mind, it can't be comprehended. So the irony of this whole thing is this jiva is trying to understand Ishvara. Correct? That is why in other religions, they will call it as blasphemy. They'll call it their heresy. They have all these words. Heresy, blasphemy. You can't say certain things about Ishvara. You can't even imagine Ishvara. And if you want to imagine, if you say something of that nature, then you will be branded. For us, our final journey involves trying to visualize Ishvara, trying to understand Ishvara. Beyond visualization, understanding. And so here he says, achintya shakti. Hey, wait a minute, I'm trying to understand you. You are trying to tell me I can't be understood. That's the irony. This is the irony. I can't be understood because Ishvara is the subject. Ishvara is not an object. If Ishvara were an object, the science will figure it out. Would have figured out and given to us in a pattern like that. No, achintya shakti. And science is still figuring out. Because this universe is vast and there is so much to figure out also. So it is unending. So here, achintya shakti. The word achintya we've seen before. Where was that?
About the Atma, when they describe Achintya Rupa.
Achintya Avyakta Nanek Rupa.
Yeah, that's.
Tell me again. Okay, Shanti, tell me.
I only remember about the Atma, the description Achintya Rupam, Asangoham.
Akhandoham. Okay, so maybe it is Muttaka. And Maheshji?
No. Achintyam, Achintya Rupam, I don't fully remember, but it was, I think.
It comes. Somewhere we saw Achintya Rupam. All right.
In
Meera?
Mandukya, 7th chapter.
Upanishad.
Mandukya 7th mantra.
Okay, Satish, Mandukya, 7th mantra. Okay, 7th mantra must be there. Yeah, good. What is the, can you quote the mantra? It's coming there. I will tell you. I'll give you a clue. Bhagavad Gita. If I tell you more, you will quickly get it. Second chapter of the book.
24.
Achintyoham.
24. Achedyoham
Ahyohyam
Achedyoham.
avikaryoham uchyate.
You're
Tasmani.
getting closer. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. Okay. It is in the second chapter, very, very close to the beginning. Very close to 215, 216, like that you'll see. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. Look at that. Avyaktoyam. I am unmanifest. Vyakta also refers to Maya, okay? But I am unmanifest. I am the one that gives sustenance to Avyaktam itself. That kind of Avyaktam I am. Avyaktoyam, Achintyoyam. There itself he had said, Achintyoyam. I cannot be objectified. Look at that, different meaning slightly. I cannot be objectified. I can't use my mind to grasp Atma. I can't use my mind to grasp Ishvara. Grasp means what? Completely understand Ishvara. Not possible. Some parts, bits and pieces I can. And so, Achintyoyam. So I'm not objectifiable. I'm not an object of thought. Achintyam, there, object of thought. Okay, here Achintya Shakti, fine. But Achintyam also we should understand. Yato vacho nivartante. Taittiriya Upanishad. Apraapya manasa saha. These are all things I keep saying all the time. So, something to memorize. Taittiriya Upanishad. Yato vacho nivartante. That from which the words come back, bounce back. Manasa saha. Aprapya manasa saha. Aprapya. Without getting anything. Manasa saha. Along with the mind. Mind also cannot objectify the Atma. Cannot objectify Ishvara. Because Atma is the self. Self cannot be objectified. Self can never become the object. That also, that we understand.
Here itself it is there, Guruji, in the, I think, 7th mantra, Achintyam Avyaktam Anantarupam Shivam Prashantam Amrutam Brahma.
Amritam Brahma Yonit. Here itself is what? Kaivalya Upanishad, which is what we are studying now. There itself it is there. Good. So that itself is not staying in our mind. So we are trying to understand Ishvara. People we are, I don't understand. Good. So that is the idea here. And but we encounter a world. The world is there in front of me. So the question is, who created the world? Question comes up. Even the atheist has to ask the question. Atheist, one who does not believe in God and so forth, also will have to ask the question. He'll find another way, another answer he'll try to find. Scientists are trying to find that answer. Okay. But who created the world? World is there. But here, because we are forced to assign creatorship to somebody, we say, okay, Ishvara is the creator. Who else can be the creator? No Jiva can be the creator. If you take Jivas out of the picture, then who is left out? Ishvara only is left out. Therefore, Ishvara is Srishtikarta. Because the law, unfailing laws are operating. Okay. Today in our class, we were discussing about our experiences. How that Bhagavan, as children, we understood Bhagavan. But as adults, after coming to the Shastram, how did our understanding of Bhagavan change? Like that, 3 or 4 of us, we will just discuss. And Shastram really doesn't talk about it. This order, the order, if you can appreciate order in the universe, means every scientist appreciates order. Scientist is essentially discovering order from the phenomena. That is what science is all about. We study in school, we go to school, we study order. Mathematics, algebra is order. Okay, English, language, order. Devanagari, order. Okay, social studies, order. Everything is order. Sometimes disorder is presented as order also. That is different. But everything is order. And that order is Ishvara. Order is Ishvara. That means Ishvara is right there in front of me. Okay? That is a way to appreciate Bhagavan. One way to appreciate Bhagavan at least. And once you see that, then immediately you know there is every place, there is order, there is phenomena, and that phenomena is operating exactly as the science has predicted. No, science has looked at Ishvara, is looking at Ishvara and said, this is order, one part of the order, like gastroenterology. This is order. And that law has to work in every being, human being. How confident they are? Suppose somebody comes from America, your idea works there also? You need American gastroenterology versus Indian gastroenterology, two different sciences. These people eat two different things, that I can accept. But gastroenterology has to be the identical for these people. Confidently they say. That shows that Ishvara, everybody first believes in Ishvara, knowing or not knowing. Why? Because for us, Ishvara is that law. Ishvara is not sitting there and given the law as a product. Thou shalt follow these laws. That is not our idea of Ishvara. That law is me. That is there right in front of you. That is there inside you, inside the body, all those laws are operating. That is Ishvara. So here, we are seeing that. Apani padoham chintya shakti. Appreciation of the self and Ishvara. We'll continue this discussion in the next class also. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om